What's up guys, Mad Fragger. I am back again with another video. Today I've got 10 ultra versatile fragrances and I'm going to try to run through them as quickly as I can because I know there's 10 of them. I don't want this to be too long, but I'm just going to kind of give you my quick thoughts on 10 fragrances in my collection that I feel are very versatile. Now, when it comes to versatility, what am I talking about? I'm talking about a fragrance that you can wear in just about any weather, any situation, you know, whatever the conditions, you can grab it, put it on, and go. It's going to be something that's going to be a little bit lighter and fresher to the point where you can wear it when the weather's a little warmer, and it's going to have a little bit of depth to it and a little bit of, you know, body and backbone that if the weather's a little cooler, that it's going to hold up for that as well. These are the type of fragrances that if you're a normal person and not a psycho like I am with like 150 bottles of cologne, if you're just a normal guy with 2 or 3 bottles, these are ones that would be great to pick up because you can wear them whenever. And they're the kind of fragrances that, you know, a normal person would buy a bottle, wear it through a year maybe, and then buy a new bottle the following year, and so on and so forth. Those are the kind of folks that designer fragrance companies kind of, you know, put food on their tables off of. But these versatile fragrances, in my opinion, are some of the best versatile choices that I have in my collection. And the first one that I want to talk about is Davidoff the Game. I'm sure you're familiar with Davidoff. They brought you Cool Waters. And this one here is slightly fruity, kind of fizzy iris fragrance. It's very cheap. It's a budget fragrance. You can pick this up for around 20 bucks. It's kind of a hidden gem in my opinion. And it is very versatile, and it's something that I could see anybody wearing, you know, as a signature scent. That's another thing. When it comes to versatile fragrances, they're going to be ones that you could make your signature scent if that's the bottle that you're rocking, if that's what you're wearing most of the time. So Davidoff the Game, I think this one could be one that, let's start down here. I think this could be one that somebody could wear as a signature scent, and it's cheap. The budget, the price is very much in the budget range. Now the next one that I have here is going to be Dylan Blue by Versace. No surprise seeing this one in a versatility type of list. This one's aromatic with some citruses, grapefruit, spicy, smoky, musky kind of fragrance in the base. And again, it's one of those ones, like I was saying, where it's got some freshness to it, but it's also got a little bit of body and a little bit of, I think it's incense in here, gives it a little bit of depth, and really high quality fragrance. I definitely should pick up a larger bottle of this one. This is just a 50 ml, but with as many fragrances as I have, I probably still won't go through this, even though this is one that when I do wear this, you can overspray on this one. It's very pleasant, it's very mass appealing, and it's something that I think most people are really going to enjoy, and very versatile. Good one for school, office, that kind of thing. Safe blind buy. When it comes to versatility, Dylan Blue is really up there with, you know, as one of the best, I think, for a lot of people. Next one we got here is Shiaka Silver by Codlage. This fragrance here is one of my favorites in my collection. It's in my top 5. This is inspired by Reflection Man from Amouage, and it's a clean, refined, white floral style of fragrance, some vetiver and cedar in the base. And this is just one that just hit me right. Like I've smelled lots of fragrances, owned lots of fragrances, but when I smelled this one, it really took my breath away. It really, you know, kind of stood out to me, and it's one of the best in my collection. And I've compared it side by side with Reflection Man, and it's very, very close. Performance is great on it, 8+ hours. Just to get it out of the way, like, I'm not going to individually discuss the performance on each of these necessarily, but what I will tell you is all the fragrances that I have in this list are going to be like typically around 7-8 hours fragrances. Like, none of these are poor performers, and none of these are like really beast mode necessarily. These are all going to be in that very acceptable, very satisfactory for most people range when it comes to performance. They are going to last you the workday if you need them to. So the next one that I want to talk about is no stranger to versatility or to a list video, and that is Original Sauvage EDT. This one has been, you know, kind of like almost too good for a lot of people. A lot of people have kind of backed away from this because it's so popular, but there's a reason that it's so popular. It's fresh, spicy, aromatic. There's a kind of a sharp, little bit of a slight sharpness and metallic kind of nature to it. You get that ambroxan in here, really heavy. This is just like, you know, almost the epitome of a versatile blue style type of fragrance. And there's a reason why it's the #1 best-selling men's fragrance. You know, it deserves that title. It deserves the hype. It deserves the love. And even though there are some out there that give Sauvage a lot of hate, I'm not one of those people. I think it's a great fragrance, and it's very, very versatile. Definitely belongs on a list like this. The next one I have here is Gavinci Gentleman EDT Intense. This, I feel like this is one that you don't see brought up a lot. The Gavinci fragrances and the Gentleman line in particular are all really good fragrances, but I don't hear this one brought up a lot. This is just a aromatic, woody style of fragrance with an iris note. It's definitely got an iris feel to it, so if you're a fan of iris fragrances, this is one you're really going to like. And there's a very unique note of basil in here. The way the basil's used in this one makes it very unique, in my opinion, and a really good one that kind of stands out to me in the Gentleman line, and I think a very versatile fragrance overall, which is what this list is all about. And this is one I could see being a signature scent, no problem. So the next one that I have is going to be, now this may be a little controversial, I guess, when you're talking about a versatility list. Maybe there's some people, because this one kind of has a love it or hate it relationship with a lot of people, and this may not be what a lot of people consider to be the most versatile fragrance, I guess, but in my opinion, it is my channel and it is my opinion. And ooh, I just sounded ultra pretentious right there. And I think that this one deserves to be in this list. It is, you know, fruity, citrus, but at the same time, it's just this lovely kind of clean freshness that it's got about it. But then in the background, you've got this kind of slightly metallic, kind of almost an inky quality. It's similar to Silver Mountain Water by Creed. I would call it a clone of Silver Mountain Water. And I think that as much as Silver Mountain Water is, I would call a versatile fragrance, I would say this one is no different. I feel like this is a very versatile fragrance, and I feel like it's one that maybe some people wouldn't choose on a list of versatile frags, but I would, I did, I will, and I stand by it as a really versatile fragrance. That is Sillage, Club de Nuit Sillage. And the good performance on this one too. For a fresh fragrance, it's got great performance. The next one I have is going to be Cedroc Bose by Mansera. I get really tired of hearing so many people. Nothing against these people, of course. Everybody do your own thing. You do you. A lot of people compare this to Creed's Aventus. I don't share that enthusiasm as far as calling this an Aventus-inspired fragrance. In my opinion, this smells like a basket of fruit, including the basket. Like, you've got this kind of sweet, fruity quality here. There is some freshness, but then it's also got like a, almost like a wicker, style of kind of feel to the woodiness in the base here. It's like a very mild kind of, wicker, almost, like bamboo. Maybe I'm stretching it a little bit with that, but yeah, it's got a very nice base, woody base, and I like to say that it's like a basket of fruit, including the basket. I did not come up with that. I got that from Ross on TLTG reviews. I heard Ross describe this fragrance that way, and it just so encapsulates my thoughts on the fragrance. So I stole that that description from Ross, but it still doesn't make it any less true. The next one that I have is, I feel like this one flies under the radar quite a bit. Not a lot of people are real familiar with this one. This is inspired by Ganymede by and Marc-Antoine Barrault, and it's Emir Celestial. This is by Paris Corner in their Emir line, and this is one of those fragrances that kind of just gives you this feel of the smell and the kind of vibe after it rains, especially if it's like a hot day and then a thunderstorm passes through and it rains and all the sidewalks are really hot, and then after the rain passes through, you get that kind of like petrichor, kind of wet rocks kind of smell, and then at the same time you get that kind of earthy, a clean earthy smell, not like a damp earthy, but like a clean earthy kind of fresh tilled soil almost kind of smell, if you will. I know I'm kind of like just stretching it a little bit as far as the description goes, but yeah, like just basically like an after the rain fresh kind of smell, but it's got some maturity and some class here. This smells opulent and expensive, great quality, and this is one that I could see really dressing up. Like, this is a great fragrance to wear if you're going to dress up, but it could also be worn casually as well, and it's very versatile. Can't think of a season where that wouldn't be appropriate. The next one that I have for you is going to be Original Terre d'Hermès EDT. I'm going to be picking up the Eau Fraiche very soon, this coming month, and that one is also, I feel like, you know, very versatile. But in my opinion, this fragrance here, not only is this one of my favorites in my collection, and it is, but this one has something very unique in that it smells classic and throwback. It has a throwback vibe, but at the very same time, it smells very modern. It's got a lot of modernity to it. And it's very gentlemanly. It is definitely, I would say, a little more appropriate for a little bit more mature wearer, like you know, a gentleman a little bit further up in age. I don't think that, you know, somebody really like a high school or college student, they're not going to really gravitate toward this one as much as, say, like an older mature guy that's kind of got, you know, his shit together a little bit. But definitely smells very classy and grown up and just timeless. In my opinion, it's a timeless fragrance, and bright, vibrant, citrus with some beautiful vetiver that's just the right amount of dirty, but you know what I mean? It's really more of a clean vetiver, but it does have a little bit of that dirtiness to it. And if you're familiar with vetiver fragrances, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like this is a little bit cleaned up as far as the vetiver goes, but a very, very good fragrance that, and I had it the whole time. I had the bottle backwards, you know, yay, Steven, good job. So that's a good one. That is a very, very versatile, in my opinion, a very versatile fragrance that you could wear just about any time. Terre d'Hermès EDT, and it's one of my favorites. The very last one that I'm going to talk about is going to be Armaf Collector's Edition. This is a pretty recent pickup for me. I haven't had it for very long, but I've had it long enough to know that the quality here is excellent. Performance is excellent. Scent profile here is great. It's that typical kind of Aventus DNA kind of feel that you're going to get from something that's similar to Aventus. No, you know what I mean? Nothing new there, but they do it with such a great amount of quality here. And the white florals in this one, I think the white florals in here is what kind of sets it apart and gives it this kind of character that, you know, you're not getting from a lot of the other Aventus style, Aventus adjacent fragrances out there. So Collector's Edition is definitely, Armaf Collector's Edition is definitely one that I would call very versatile, and could be a signature scent. I could see wearing this, having this bottle and this bottle alone, and wearing this every day, and then just buying a new bottle every year. I could see doing that very easily with this one, and I could see doing that with all the fragrances that I mentioned here. Like if I was not, like I said in the beginning, if I wasn't a complete lunatic that's gone overboard. And believe me, I mean, I've seen those who have went way more overboard than I have. Don't get me wrong, I'm kind of a small duck in a much bigger pond, but I do have I do see the relative, the relativity between people who have very large collections. You never wear just one fragrance too often, because there's just so many to choose from, and you want to kind of like get your money's worth and wear everything. So I don't wear any one fragrance that often, but these are all, every one of these is one that if I had a full bottle of just this fragrance and nothing else, that I would feel confident that I could handle whatever situation. If I had to pick favorites here, I would say Terre d'Hermes EDT is probably my favorite out of this list here, closely followed by Shiaka Silver, because this is just absolutely wonderful. And then maybe no, I'd say Cedrat Bosé would have to be in the third spot. But yeah, as far as versatile fragrances go, I know that it's kind of like the end of the winter, and we're just transitioning into spring here. So a lot of people are thinking about fresh, warm weather fragrances that they're going to be rocking for the summers, late spring and summertime. And these are all ones that you can wear anytime in any situation. But this time, this kind of transitional time, is a really great time for a lot of these, though. Like if there's any of these that you don't have, that maybe you're considering picking up, I can tell you that they all perform very well. Even this guy right here at $20, this one gives you great performance for this price, and very, very nice fragrance for the price. Hidden gem here. But all of these are gonna be ones that you could make a signature scent that you could wear all the time if you had to, and I stand by that. I am the Mad Fragger, and I appreciate you joining me for another video. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you did that, and follow me on TikTok. I will see you guys next time.